Holy Hills. Today we have another episode. My name is Myra.
My name's Rachel.
My name is Cherise.
My name's Angel.
And today, what we're gonna talk about is
For the first half of the show, we will be talking. We'll basically be giving an update about how we are doing back to school and stuff like that. I know a couple weeks ago, before we all had started school, we did a show where we basically gave you back to school tips and stuff. So we're basically gonna give you guys updates and kind of review over that. And then the second half, we're going to be talking about relationships.
yeah. So I'm gonna start off with how I'm going in school. So
How you're going?
yes, how it's going. Sorry. Yes. So I'm doing good, especially from the advice that I got. I learned time management a little more. Yeah, I'm not such a procrastinator anymore. That's a big thing.
Good.
Yeah, I actually get my assignments done on time most of the time, so that's good. What about you guys?
You. Who wants to go next?
Huh?
I said, who wants to go next? Okay. It's all like mixed, complicated. I'm doing like okay. My grades are still popping, 4.0, whatever. But with that, like it's procrastination. I'm still working on my procrastination, and then like I'm not really getting lots of sleep. And this weekend, my teacher just piled all these like homework and tests, studying and stuff like that because we have a whole bunch of tests next week since the end of the 9 weeks is about to be over and all that stuff. And so it's kind of getting stressful, but like I'm able to manage it. But I still have to work on my procrastination and getting more sleep.
Okay, so with me, I did have a 4.0, and then the next day I come back and I have a C. Then the next day I have two C's. Then the next day I have a B. The next day I have two B's. But we just took tests in the classes that I have C's in, and they should be going up. And then like I have like stuff, like a whole bunch of papers that they haven't graded yet. So my grades should be fine. Yeah, school. It's not. I'm not gonna lie. I took all honors classes, so it is kind of a little.
All audience?
Yeah.
Except for geometry. No, I just took the regular. But
You're pro you. Okay, never mind.
yeah, so I took all honors classes except for geometry, and it's kind of hard a little bit, just because like I get so much work, and these teachers are kind of, I don't want to say
Ruthless.
yeah, and they're just
Ruthless.
all about you need to finish this work in my class, and not knowing I have like 6 other classes. But I mean, yeah, also I kind of do tend to procrastinate too, and I don't get as much sleep as I'm supposed to. But I mean, I don't know why, but my body has just adjusted to waking up.
Same. Honestly, I feel like with what comes with that is like, okay, yeah, we both signed up for all these honor classes, but it's like we have to take in like account that like we signed up for that. Like
Yeah, I
so
mean,
it comes with the hard work.
yeah. I was expecting. I mean, I want that honors diploma, so of course that's why I took all the honors classes and stuff. But I really didn't think it would be like 6 pages of homework in this class, essay due 2 days this class, blah blah blah. But I mean, it is what it is. It'll all benefit me in the end.
Good. For me, school is really good. I transferred from the school that I was going to before to another school.
You
Hey.
moved to a new school?
Yeah,
What's-
downtown.
Okay.
And I'm in cosmetology school now, so
Cool.
I'm
Okay.
taking that this year, next year to get my license. And yes, and we previously.
Are you
just
talking about
finished-
Columbus downtown?
Mhm.
Oh,
And then
that's
yeah,
nice.
they have.
Goes
It's
there.
okay if
Yeah.
you don't know what it is. It's basically a school, and it's like whatever you want to major in, they give that to you at that school. While you still take normal classes like math
That's
and all
really
that.
So
That's so
it's
good.
like it's like an extra
Yeah.
like career center.
Yeah.
That's
And
I
the
wish my
good
school
thing
did
about
that.
it is
They
like
do.
when you get
Not
out
for
of
what I
college,
specifically wanted to
you're
do.
probably gonna pay thousands of dollars. So like for
but
me,
like by the time you're done with
yeah,
that
for
high
me
school-
like cosmetology, if I wanted to do it at college, I would have to pay 20,000. But for me, I only had to pay like 370. So, and they gave me a kit, and then I get my license.
That's good.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Are you want to do like hair?
Yep, hair, nails, makeup.
So like
Okay.
when you do this college, the credits go towards like. Does it help towards like tuition and stuff or no?
I think it does. I'm not sure because I'm actually late there because they like I guess the spots got filled up because everybody was trying to get into the program.
Mhm.
So I was still that I went to before, and then they said I got in. So I was about late to that to the program, but I caught up on everything. So things are going good.
That's good.
That's nice. That was really nice.
That's a good school. I feel like all schools should do that.
Yeah.
I mean, some like my school, they offer stuff, but not for specifically what I want to do.
Yeah, some schools like it's like I feel like schools should start offering classes that help you more in like the future, like personal
Yeah.
finance, management, finance, college tips, instead of giving us all these like gym and art classes. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What is gym for? Either like okay, you need safe. This is
For fat
safety.
people.
For you need exercise. Duh. But like you got extracurricular sports for that. Why are we filling in a whole period for just?
And
running
not
around
even everyone
and
takes
Not even doing anything.
not even everyone even takes gym. Like I know at my school, I think if you do choir or band, you don't even have to take gym.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of people did that, so they didn't even have to take gym.
I
So
don't want to take gym.
I don't want to. I'm not
Or
taking it.
at some schools, if there's a period that you do not need, you can use that to be like a teacher helper or something, and then you can get
That's what I'm
hours,
doing.
internship hours. So.
That's
Oh, they don't do that at our school.
Really?
You get to be a teacher helper, but you don't get hours or anything. For
Yeah,
that.
same. You don't get any hours.
so I want to ask you guys a question. Have you used like any of the advice from the last episode we did when we did like back to school tips and all that stuff? Did you guys like take into account those like pieces of advice?
Do you remember any of those advices? It was such a while ago.
I remember we said like focus on God, make sure like school's important but God's more important.
Oh yeah.
We said procrastination, always make sure you have your supplies and just stuff like that.
Yeah, I took some of the tips. Like procrastination, I've really been working on it this whole week actually, and I haven't really been procrastinating as much as I used to last year.
Same with procrastination.
So like, what makes you procrastinate? What do you think is like
Laziness.
Laziness,
Your
your
phone?
phone. No, I'm just
I'll
really
say your phone.
Actually, for me, like my charger is even messed up, so I have to put my phone on the charger and then turn it off. So then I do my homework between then. So I guess that helps me. But then like sometimes it doesn't. I don't explain it.
Yeah, it's not my phone or anything. It's just that school kind of makes me sick.
And I always take after school naps.
Me
so
too.
That like I'll come home from school and I'll fall asleep around like 4 and I won't wake up until like 8. And so you have like 8
That is kind of
through like 9, no, like 10, 11.
Yeah,
to
I'll be
finish
like
homework.
only 30 minutes, and then I'll wake up and it's like 4 hours.
Literally my life. Like my
Set
alarm
an
clock don't
alarm.
even be ringing sometimes. It
I
don't.
sleep through it.
Oh.
That was me today, yeah. That was me today, yeah.
Sometimes people just can't work at home, like home environments. Sometimes people go to the library to do their homework because they feel like
Yeah.
it's more peaceful. for
That's what
them
my
to
mom does,
focus.
yeah.
My mom too.
Kind of.
What else was there? Have you guys been making time for like God and stuff?
Most definitely. I think, okay, I'm kind of late on this, but either last week or 2 weeks ago, I started reading like my Bible, like, because at first I was lacking and I read it like every once in a while, and then I finally started reading it like every night, and then now I read it like when I come home from school, and then like when I go to bed, so it's like more than once in a day, and like I've been praying like every single night since the beginning of summer, so I've been good on that. But
That's good. I realized that what I usually because I usually read it right before I go to sleep, but sometimes it's really late and I'm really tired. So I actually like on like the Bible app, I set an alarm kind of type thingy or a reminder so I can read it actually during school during one of my study halls because I usually never have anything else to do in there. So yeah.
What about you, Angel?
Well, I was slacking too, like with the whole
she said, "What about you, Angel?"
Oh yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, I've been definitely praying more at night before I go to sleep because I did do that little like when it's you just plop in bed and you just don't feel like doing anything and just fall
Yeah.
asleep.
Because I'm the type of person, I'll be like, okay, I'll finish my homework at this time. I should have enough time to do this and that. And then, like, I
Knock
lose
out.
track of time. And then like I was like, okay, I can read the Bible tomorrow. Okay, I can read the Bible tomorrow. And I was like, no. And I would finally like, if you like, yeah, when I first started reading the Bible, I was like, okay, stop. Like you got to get back on track. So that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, like if you're a type of person like me where you get a lot of work, one thing I recommend for you is that you try and read the Bible or whatever right before you do your homework, just so like it's out of the way and stuff, and it won't like kind of procrastinate on like, okay, I didn't have time to do it today, I'll do it tomorrow night, so on and so forth. That's what I realized I need to start doing, because I used to like to do it at night just because, I don't know, it made more sense to me, but now it's really hitting me like you don't have time to do it at night anymore. Not always. Majority of the time you don't. So I just started doing it during school.
To be honest, I don't think like you really need a set time to read the Bible. I feel like any time should be a time to read the Bible. It like really doesn't have to be a routine. It should just be like a part of your lifestyle.
Yeah. Like just try and squeeze it in wherever you can.
Yeah. It's just I have so much work, and so I just squeeze it in during school.
I've noticed that like God has been keeping me like level-headed this like throughout like not okay throughout the year, but like the school year, since like I know like school wants to stress me out, and like there's like, you know, everyone's like, oh, school stresses me out so much, I hate school, like all this work. I feel like God has been pushing me to have like this positive attitude, so I'm like more optimistic about things, and I'm not really negative or like upset about having all this homework. Cause like, yeah, I know teachers like give me like crazy homework all the time, but like I'm not too upset about it. So like I feel like it's God keeping me level-headed and be like, just keep going, like you'll get through.
I'm very upset about it, but I feel like God is speaking to me too, because like I'll be like, oh my gosh, like this is so annoying, it's 11 o'clock and I should be sleeping and I'm only halfway through my homework.
Yeah.
But then I realize, okay, you're doing all this because in the future you'll be really successful. So yeah.
Ooh, okay, so we don't have any callers, but the numbers to call in are 614-577-1434. Again, 614-577-1434, and we'll be back after the break.
We off air.
We lift up our hands to reign. We worship you, you reign. Yeah. Holy, holy. Holy, Lord Almighty. It's a privilege. It's a privilege to worship. Maker of all universe. He's an honor just
early teens. I know some of you guys are watching, but don't be afraid to call in because we would love to answer questions.
Especially for this topic.
So yeah, the number is 614-577-1434. Again, 614-577-1434. Or we just need callers. But yeah. Okay.
So our topic for the second half is gonna be relationships and
Not just relationship with like boys and girls and stuff, like also like friendship relationships too.
It's just all like well-rounded.
Yeah.
relationship.
Okay, so we have a couple questions here that we're just basically gonna ask and then discuss. So the first question is going to be, why is virginity so important to the Bible?
I personally know that virginity is important to the Bible because it's basically like God put like virginity and then sex and then marriage on this earth not for pleasure but for us to multiply and to create basically more people on earth for God. So like for us to like disrespect virginity and take advantage of it, it's like not right. And I know that it's important because it's like basically our token of still being like to God or basically.
Right, and it's good to keep yourself like pure and not rush into things,
Yeah.
especially if you're not married.
Well, God says our body is a temple of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
So I feel like everything we do should be pure. And if He set something for a specific time in our lives, we shouldn't want to rush it because God's time is the best time, of course. But it shouldn't really be our desire to rush and do that. If we get married and we decide that we want to do that, then that's God's plan for us.
Okay. The next question is, should Christians wear purity rings? And for people who don't know what a purity ring is, does anyone want to explain?
I think I know what it is. I wouldn't really know how to explain it.
Okay, a purity ring is basically like when you wear a ring, and it's kind of like a symbol or like a promise that you're making to yourself that you won't have sex or like, I guess, any sexual contact type of thing
Until you're married.
Until you're married. I mean, to me, okay, you can go.
I don't think it's a by force thing. It's a good thing. Okay, you're showing that. Okay, I mean, like for instance, if somebody walks up to you and wants to start doing that, you could be like, I have this ring on. That's not gonna happen. But I don't think it's by force that you have to. It's a good sign, but like I don't think your physical should really speak. Like it doesn't really need to speak for what's inside. Like if you're pure inside,
You should already know that. Not
they should show that with your actions, not by really like what you're wearing.
Yeah.
It should come out in what you do or like how you portray yourself. Like okay, no, but it's good if you want to. But
I don't think it's really
not by
necessary
force.
though, because you're not even really supposed to be having any sexual contact until you're married anyways. So I think the purity ring is kind of just like an extra step.
I guess you could say like a reminder type.
It is a reminder, yeah.
I feel like it's not like okay if you have it and it works for you, that's great. You're preventing, all these things that can happen before marriage. That's great. But I feel like it's like you guys said, it's not necessary because if you're someone who knows like you're not supposed to be doing that stuff before marriage, you shouldn't have to show it like through like an item. Like you should know it for yourself. So that's that.
That's very true. I agree with that.
I have a question for you guys. I have lots of questions. I have a question for you guys. So you guys know, like in our like generation, our society, it's so common to like have a boyfriend, have a girlfriend, do things like that, and like basically like disrespect like what God thinks of like having sex and being in relationships before you're married. So like, why do you guys think this is so common in our generation?
It's people. I'm just gonna say it, but people our age are very curious. They want to see how stuff is like, and they don't want to stay with the normal good things. Like our world is really turning into a bad world, and there's a lot of stuff out there for us. And at this age, that's when we're the most curious.
Yeah.
The adolescence part. So that's and peer pressure and temptation.
I was about to say peer
That's
pressure.
number one.
some
That's
people
probably
feel
why.
the need that they have to if they have a boyfriend. Well, these days, because I guess, like, let's say if you were in middle school or something, you wouldn't really think about that. It's just your boyfriend or your little crush or whatever.
I mean,
But
some people
now-
do be thinking about that in middle school.
Well, yeah,
course,
maybe
middle
now
school's
these
just
days.
nasty
I think
now.
maybe this now, but maybe like back a little bit back, people in elementary and middle school, they didn't really think like that. It's just your little boyfriend or crush or
Exactly.
whatever.
Like when we were in middle school, it was
Yeah.
like cherry lip gloss and stickers. Like now it's
Fun
like,
nights.
yo, now it's like that's
Twerk
my
parties with my
boyfriend.
friends.
Yeah. What? Anyways.
Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, and also I think it's a little bit of influence, and like I think Angel said curiosity, or was that Rachel?
It was
Rachel.
Oh, Rachel said curiosity, because like, okay, let's say one person does have sex or something, and then they talk about it on the internet, let's say, and then someone else sees it and they try it out, and it's kind of like a chain. Like you see all these posts and all these stuff about it, and you're just like, I kind of want to try it for myself. And it's like really, it's actually kind of sad how common it is now.
It is disgusting.
It's
It is
so
disgusting
nasty.
to me.
It's really common now. So I guess if you don't want to do it, like you're considered
A lame.
a lame, that's fine with me.
That's fine with
You're saving
me.
yourself
I know
from
all of us have
disease.
never done any of that
Right.
stuff, and I'm happy that we decided to keep that decision like for the long.
Okay,
the
so
long
I went to
run.
the doctor, and you know, around this age, the doctor be giving you that
asking
talk.
you questions. Yeah.
And then he was like, okay, this age, you're gonna need to use protection. That's all he was talking about. He wasn't even saying abstain from it.
It's
He
sad
was
that
just
they have
saying,
to.
yeah, and they're just talking about protection. They're not saying don't do it at all. And that's the norm now. Like, they expect you to do it, but like, at least they're telling you to protect yourself. But no, they're not saying abstain from it or abstinence. They don't talk about that anymore.
Actually, I feel like what it may be is like because it's so normal,
Yeah.
doctors may think that people like everyone's already doing
They
it, so
assume.
they assume that you're already doing. That way, they're saying
Yeah.
like if you are already doing it, use protection. I feel like that's
Protection
what it
doesn't
is.
even always work though.
And
He
like
doesn't.
this guy, he came to our school, and I guess he was like, he used to go to the school like in the early 2000s, and he was coming back to like ask questions and how like our generation, how it is now. And he was like, how many people are like sexually active and stuff, and a whole bunch of people raised their hands.
Bro, watch it.
That's so nasty.
Watch. Oh my god.
And it wasn't even like they were embarrassed either. You know how some people would be like, I'm not gonna raise my hand or something.
No, nobody's embarrassed. It's the normal now. Everybody does it now.
That's disgusting.
I just be looking at my people in my school that I know have done stuff like y'all are loose. That's just nasty. I
That's
just, like,
and
it's like
yeah.
the people that you know, and then you see like them doing it, and you never expect for them to do it. And you're just like, wow.
And there's
That's
so
what
many
you do
people
behind
pregnant,
closed doors?
just walking around
So
school.
many people are pregnant
Have dropped
this
out of
year.
our school and gone to
Yeah.
the community center because they're pregnant. Crazy. Next question.
Okay, next question is sorry guys. Is there okay, so the next question so the next question is the next question is it wrong to have a relationship with a close relative?
Yes. That is.
It's way
Inside.
self-explanatory.
I've watched so many TV shows where like people marry
Sister wives.
not even sister wives, like people marry like their younger brother, just talking about that's the love of my life. There was
No.
a story about how this lady, okay,
Wait, was it on Lifetime
it was
or
on
anything like that?
Snapchat.
Oh, never mind.
This lady, what does she do? Okay, so she gave birth to her son and gave him up for adoption like years ago, and he came back into her life. And they started becoming a relationship, and they were like, okay, because I didn't raise him as my son, I haven't seen him, and I gave him up for adoption, it's okay for us to be together. And they've been arrested, separated, and they're still like, that's the love of my life. I'm like, stop. Like, literally, you gave birth to this child. He came through your body. Like, you shouldn't be engaging yourself in that with him. Where's your husband? Where's somewhere else in your life that isn't of your blood? Like,
That
that's
stuff is so
nasty.
weird because I seen a Lifetime thing. It's like a whole. It's a chain of like it's like 3 or 4 of the story, but it starts from the start to the end. And like I guess the girl, she got locked up in a room with her brother and her brother and her two brothers and her little sister. And I guess the mom, she was trying to get money from her father because I guess he was about to pass away. And she was trying to, all she was worried about was the money. She wasn't worried about her kids.
Wow.
And I guess the grandmother, she didn't like the kids, so she locked them in a room. And the boy and the girl, they started getting like crazy, I guess, for being locked up in that room for so long that to the point they started liking each other and
Was
stuff.
it days?
No, not days. I
years.
think it was like years or
Years. Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
And then one of the kids ended up dying from like sickness and things like that. And I guess as the story goes on, they get older and now they're like maybe in their 20s or 30s or whatever.
So they still
And now they're married. Yeah, they're married and then they had
Is this a true
kids.
story?
I don't know. I don't think
Did they
so.
ever get out of the room?
It was like, yeah, they ended up that's how they got married. Like they got older and got married and had kids. And it was just so confusing because like their kids don't know who is who. Like everything's all mixed up. I was like, that's
nasty.
crazy. Yeah.
So they were brother and sister and they got married.
Yeah, and then they had like kids and everything.
Because that means that your kids are literally cousins to each other in a
That's
way.
horrible.
In a way, okay,
Yeah.
they should be cousins to each other, but they're siblings. That's
That's
no,
nasty.
quit it. That's nasty. Like this is so
I
disgusting.
mean, they used to do in the olden time.
yeah.
It like arranged marriages. You get married to like not close relative, but still a relative. And, like we're talking about it in history, like in Europe, they'll marry off close relatives to get money.
The
and stuff.
cousins, yeah.
Yeah.
But now God made it not okay, and people are still doing it. Like, stop. That's so disgusting.
Oh yeah, now okay, yeah, it is in the Bible, I guess. Like they'd be marrying their I mean there wasn't that many people there in the Bible back in that time.
Mm-hmm.
But like they'll be marrying their sisters and brothers and their cousins just to have kids. But I think that was just for the purpose to multiply.
Right. Okay, next.
Yes. Is it possible to love a person without actually liking that person?
This could
So you
apply
mean
to like regular
straightforward?
relationships, right?
Do you mean straightforward saying you love someone without even like?
You don't like
What kind
them.
of question?
I mean, you don't have to necessarily apply it to like boyfriend and girlfriend. You can like apply it to like friends. So maybe there's like a relative that maybe you don't really like,
but you have to love them.
But you gotta love them or have love for them.
Oh,
if that
I
makes
get the
sense.
question. I was confused. I was like, how do you? Okay, that makes sense.
I don't think that's possible.
I
But
think
that
it-
kind of applies to a lot of people for me. But I don't think it's possible.
I don't think it's possible either because how can like is like the step before love. So how can you like
Move
love
straight
someone?
forward to that.
Yeah, and then not even like the person. Like you just
I
skip
feel
over
like
the step.
it's straightforward. It's either like or you don't like.
Right.
So if you don't like them, then you can't love them.
Right. That's weird.
But I mean, if you want to go to that point of like boyfriend girlfriend, you know how they say like you can't just say, "Oh, I love that person." Like you just met them. How do you?
Yeah. It irritates me. People-
Those little kids will talk about, oh, I love him. It's been 2 weeks.
I see like so many kids like in my school and like people in our generation in general just like saying how much they love like their boyfriend. I'm like, okay, that's nice, but you don't know what love is. Like, I feel like it's just like we're so young and we think we know what we're doing, but we really don't. So like we think like we're grown enough to do this and that, but we really don't. I don't know how to explain it. Like we think like some people in my school are literally like together as if they're married couples. Like,
Yeah, there's people who've been together like 5 years.
yeah. I'm like, okay, that's nice, but like, do you really know what you're doing? Because you're eventually gonna want to look for someone else anyways. Like, you're gonna want to experiment like outside of the relationship. So like, do you really know what you're doing? Like, I feel like it's not important, but it makes sense to wait until you're grown and your mindset's clear and you know what you're doing with yourself. If that
So,
makes sense.
would you say that people that are like together right now and they plan on and they end up being together, like they end up getting married? You know how like people say high school sweethearts and
Sweethearts,
things like
yeah.
that. Do you think that can apply to it, or is just
It could. I don't know.
I guess?
Okay, let me change that. I feel like our generation has switched the whole definition of love, and so like what we think love is isn't really what we think love is. If that makes sense. So like we
So
switched
what
it.
do you think the real definition of love
I
is?
wouldn't know. I don't know.
I mean, like,
I wouldn't know.
you wouldn't personally know it, but you don't have any like words in mind to explain love.
I don't think it's what's going on now.
Yeah, like I don't think it's what our generation.
If you're committed and you're determined to stay with that person for the rest of your life. I guess that's what you
I
can
feel
say.
like
Like love is loving someone through God unconditionally.
Yeah, I was about to add unconditional to it.
Yeah.
Like, would you die for this person? Would that happen? Like that. But most likely it's not like that.
Loving someone unconditionally through God. I feel like that's what love is.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is gonna be the last question. And what is true friendship to you guys?
Can I say it?
Go ahead.
Okay, so I feel like true friendship is being true to yourself and true to that person you're being a friend with, because true and true, you know, puts together true friendship. But
Yes.
I feel like a lot of people are fake these days. Yeah, you have to be real with yourself and real with everybody else. And if you want to be friends with that person,
You are so
you're gonna have to need to know what realness is. People want to be different people when they're around their friends. They want to act differently sometimes, and they want to betray their
I
friends
can give an
sometimes.
example right off the bat.
Yes, and it happens a lot, especially in our age, because a lot of people want to be fake. We don't know ourselves, so I feel like if you don't know yourselves, don't have friends.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't know,
Be stressing your
Because
friends
if you don't know
out.
yourself, how
really.
you supposed to, if you don't know how to like respect, no, if you don't know how to act for yourself, how are you supposed to treat other people?
Exactly. How are you supposed to act for your friends? Like, how are you supposed to step up for your friends for something? Or how are you supposed to react with your friends if something happens? Like,
Another thing I think about friends is like someone who's not afraid to tell them the truth. Like,
yeah.
if you're telling someone something and they feel hurt or something, then I wouldn't say that is as real, I guess you could say, or as close. But if it's like your best friend or someone that you actually like and, you know, not being fake to, you would actually tell them, be honest with them.
I feel like with friendship, it goes different ways. Because, like, you know, people say, like, friendship, you go through ups and downs, but, like, you're always together and that. I know so many friendships, like, they've never gotten into any arguments. They've been clear, and they're, like, the best of friends. Like, me and Sharice, have never, I don't even remember me and Sharice getting into any argument. I mean, we're cousins, but, like, yeah. I don't remember getting us into petty arguments, but, like, it's, like, I feel like with friendship, it goes so many different ways. So as long as there's like honesty, trust, communication,
I feel
and
like
respect
that's
for
a
each
good
person
point.
and love, yeah.
Because, like, most of my real friends, I haven't really gotten into petty arguments with. If it's an argument, it's like a play argument or something. It's not nothing real.
Play arguments, trust me. I can give an example of fake relationships right off the bat. It's not nothing serious, but it's just like he brought it up and I was like, wow. Okay, so I think it was yesterday. I had a whole bag of candy at school. Mind you, people like the up people, they don't talk to like
You.
if you know what I mean.
Until
like,
you have
up or
some.
what?
I'm not up.
Are you in the
I don't think
middle?
So I think I'm in the middle. I
You
mean,
could be in the middle.
sophomore
Homecoming queen.
I have to be.
You're
in the
up.
middle.
Never mind. You're a homecoming queen.
No,
You're
but
up.
like there's some people that like would never talk to me because I'm just not in their circle of friends. I'm like I'm not their type of friend. So like when I had this bag of candy, everyone was approaching me like, let me get some.
Fake people.
Myra, I've been knew you.
Fake people.
Seriously, that was like you're pressed over this little piece of candy. 2, you don't ever talk to me. 3, why you want my things? Like it's like I seen how people really are, and I was like, wow, people are really trying to finesse me with my candy, and they don't ever they don't even know my name.
I really want to get him so salty, be like, you don't even talk to me.
This one kid in my health class, he was like, let me get some. He was like, can I have 4 pieces? I was
Oh,
just
say
be
4?
grateful and even give you some in
Oh.
the first place. He doesn't even know my
You
name.
gave it to him? Why you give it to any of them? They don't even know you.
I'm too nice.
Or you give them some. Or you give them
Give
some.
him eggs. And he don't know you.
It was Skittles because I accidentally poured.
That doesn't matter.
No.
Don't give any.
No, I don't like when they.
they.
No, I don't like when they shake the bag. Like you're pouring it and then they do this to
Are they black? Are they black or they
every single time. Like, look, you be like, let me get some, and you're like, I'll give you a couple. You do this, and then they do this with the other hand and then push it down to get more out.
They're black if they do that.
I, for some reason, I'm generally like a nice person. Like I feel like I'm too nice. And so like I accidentally poured 3 for him. He was like, no, give me 4. I don't like odd numbers. So I poured 4
What?
You should've
in
given
the bag.
him
I accidentally poured like 3 more. So I think it was 7. He was like, no, give me 8. I don't like odd numbers. And I was like, go sit down. I'm
You
not
should've
giving
given him
anything
2.
else. He was like, please give me this one more. I don't like odd numbers. Seriously, it's like a superstition.
Then he'll get 0. 0's an even number.
I should just do that. I should be like, no, put my bag away and continue working on my paper.
Or they'd be
I'm
like,
too nice.
or they'd be like, you didn't give me enough. Give me more. I want more. You're
you
like, why are
mean?
you begging?
Hungry.
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 So
These
yeah.
people don't feed themselves at home.
So that's how I experience.
But how weak is that? It's the people that come to school and all the designers that be in your face.
I thought you had money.
I don't have any money. I'm so hungry.
What's called $900 MCM book bags, Jordans, and then they come to your face like,
Oh,
can I have some gum? Can I have some food? So where's all that food? Where's all that money going to?
Don't go
It's going
broke
to that
trying to get rich.
But then again, when you give them something and you see them with something, you be like, let me get some. They act like they don't even know you.
They
They
don't
be like,
know you.
Sharish brought up a really good point. Don't go broke trying to look rich.
Yeah.
Because my dad always tells me, like, you can be someone who has a $200 wallet and $0 inside of it, or someone who has $200 inside of like a $13 wallet.
To be honest.
Don't go broke trying to look rich.
That's good.
and if you want to look rich, you better start going thrifting.
Okay.
I mean, it's always it's good to look nice, you know. Look at me, so.
To wrap up, basically from relationships.
Wait, what are we talking about first?
School,
Yeah.
From relationships to school. Oh, okay. So for me to wrap up my conclusion, I am working on myself. I'm getting better at like doing my work, and I've always been good at turning in my work, but I'm getting better, and I'm working on procrastination. And another thing with like relationships, I avoid people at all costs. I just don't. So like I avoid boys because they're just so extra and unnecessary. And so I feel like that's been helping me in school.
Amen.
Yeah, and like it helps me to stay more focused. Like yeah, I have guy friends, but like anything farther than that, I'm like skirt, turn around, pause, rewind, play, turn around. We're done here. Bye. So,
Delete.
delete. So I feel like that's something that's helping me out in school. And I avoid relationships. I avoid all that stuff because I feel like it helps me. And yeah. Anyone else?
So with me, turning in work was never like a problem for me. I always turn in everything on time. It's just maybe how long it takes me. And I realize that when I start exactly after school, I actually get done earlier. I mean, it's better to get done with your work at 11 than being halfway through it at 11.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so don't procrastinate and try and stay away from relationships, and don't fall into like any sexual activity. Don't feel like you have to be pressured to. Don't think that you're lame because they want you to do so and so and so and you're not with it. Don't force yourself, because at the end of the day, if you do it and you regret it, you're gonna have to live with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Just save it for like when you get married, that perfect moment. I've seen movies where people wait all their lives for their first kiss and they just sit there. It makes me so happy. Like, wow. Anyways, I'm sorry. Anyways.
Moving on. Yeah, what I got from it is no procrastination. It's not good for you. Relationships, you should really wait before you want to do some stuff. For marriage, that's God's time. Also, friendships, be careful with your friends. If you want to be a friend, be a true good friend. Be real with yourself and your friend.
Be
And
real with
yeah,
yourself before you can be real with others.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it.
Same thing, like procrastination, but I think it's a bit better for me now, like turning in, doing my work on time and everything. But I guess you could say, if you don't understand things, like, okay, let's say you're doing your work and you don't understand something, you can ask for help. And what she was saying before about the whole friend thing, if you're going to be fake to somebody, don't become friends with them at all. If you know that you're not going to get along with them. And yeah.
Amen.
Thank you for listening and watching Holy Hills Teen segment. We didn't get any callers.
For
We can
how
work
many
on
weeks in a
that.
row?
That's okay. That's okay. We're still getting food. Anyways, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Next week's topic is to be announced. Are we having it next week?
Probably.
Topic is
Most
to be
likely,
announced.
I
And have a great weekend.
Thank you for watching.
I said that like 3 times.
Oh.